Sometimes you don't feel like writing. You've been sitting in front of your computer and nothing is coming out. You could sit for another minute, but then it'll just be another minute wasted. You resist the urge to go on social media or clean the junk drawer because that is for sure a waste of time. But what is there to do? Hey everyone, it's Elliot and welcome to my channel. It's all about writing and the creative process. Let's get into it. So today might not be the day that you get a lot of words down, but that doesn't mean it has to be a write-off. You can procrastinate and still be productive, and today I'm going to share with you 5 procrastinating tasks that you can do that doesn't include increasing your word count. Number 1, research. As a writer, there's always something to research, whether it's details for your story or a publication that you want to submit to, or an event or a course that you might be interested in attending. What I like to do when I really don't feel like writing is I would look up a writing contest and spend some time reading the guidelines and a few of the past winners and maybe some works from the judges. In fact, I procrastinate using this technique so often that I have a whole blog post dedicated to writing contests. So please check it out. The link is in the description. Next time you really don't feel like writing, look for places to submit your work. I know it might feel like you're putting the cart before the horse, but I really don't. I feel like it's a good way to understand the market, especially if your goal is to be published. Number 2, organize. If you're like me, you have multiple drafts, multiple stories, multiple submissions all up in the air. If you do, then this is a good opportunity for you to organize your folders and make sure that you can locate your most recent draft when you need it. The better access you have to your work, the more likely you are to find it and work on it. I have a spreadsheet with all my work in progress in it, and I have their status, whether I'm still working on it or the first draft is completed, or I'm letting it marinate before I return to it for a second draft, or I've submitted it and I'm waiting for the results. I also include other details about the piece, including word count and whether it's fiction or nonfiction. And if you're using Google Drive, you could just add a link to the draft or the folder it's in for easy accessibility. Staying organized has really made my whole process more efficient, so I really recommend it if you feel like taking a break from writing. Number 3, consume. You should never feel guilty for taking a break from creating to consume, but only if you do it correctly. When I say consume, I don't mean eating. I mean reading a book, watching a movie, or listening to music. In other words, enjoying something someone else made. And when I say consume correctly, what I mean is that you should do it actively, approach it critically, and find aspects in the work that you like and dislike. Really absorb it so that you can reflect on it afterwards, and record it so that you can use what you do like in your work in the future. Many successful writers will tell you that in order to be any good, you will have to read. Yes, you should definitely read. But there is certainly value in watching movies, listening to music, looking at a painting, as long as you do it actively. Number 4, revisit old work. Now, if you really feel like punishing yourself for procrastinating, I recommend finding an old piece of work that you did and rereading it. Approach it as if you've never seen it before and enjoy it. I know it might feel like you're taking a trip down to Cringe City, but there's actually a lot you could get from this torturous experience. First, you'll get to see how your writing has evolved over time. The thoughts you had when you were younger might not be the same as the ones you have now. I like it because I get to see progress. Second, if this piece is something that you gave up on in the past, maybe now you have the ability to fix it and make it better. You could spend this procrastination period editing it, which would be incredibly productive. But I would say approach this as your ideal reader and not as a critic or an editor. Number 5, be creative. If the words simply aren't coming to you today, but you still want to be creative, you can. Draw a picture, paint a painting, play an instrument, grab your camera and take some photos, film a video. There are many things you could do to still be creative, and it's through these different artistic endeavors that you actually begin to see the world in a different way. After all, the way you show something while you're writing is very different from the way you show something while drawing. What I've been doing a lot is illustrating the idea that I have. I'm not a great illustrator, but it takes my mind off of the words for a bit. If you really want to get your creative juices flowing, this is a really good way. There you go. Those are 5 productive procrastination ideas for when you don't feel like writing. Is there one that you're gonna try? Let me know in the comments below. I also found that setting goals is a great way to stay focused. So here's a video about 10 goals for writers. And if you want more videos about writing and the creative process, don't forget to subscribe.